Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the shop. Today we're gonna work on my 2002 S2000 back here. I got a set of Buddy Club coilovers that I picked up off of Facebook Marketplace. I wanna get those put on because I need just a little bit more load. Let's get to it, man. I gotta move all these cars around, get the S2000 over here, and then I get started. This is really my first time checking out under the car too, man. Even taking the wheels off. First time I've done that since I got the car a few episodes back in the Mecum Auto Auction. But it looks like, lucky for me, someone has already replaced the lines with some braided brake lines in there. So those have been replaced, and I really do not like, not one little bit, those red calipers. I think that it just is just too loud for the car that really doesn't have a whole lot of modification. And it's just got these red brake calipers, and it's just really loud to me. Also under here, we're gonna be replacing the suspension. This is the stock stuff, and it looks pretty good, like it's in pretty good shape. It actually looks like a lot of this was maybe sprayed with something to, yeah, maybe sprayed with something, some sort of undercoating or something, probably before it went to auction. But it actually looks really, really good under there, so I'm pretty stoked about that. We're just gonna pull that spring and shock out as one piece, and then install the Buddy Club suspension in here. It is also all in one piece, so it should be easy enough to take the bolts off the top, take the bolts off the bottom, other than dismantling half the trunk, because that's what you have to do in the S2000. It should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so that's the first one out. We'll get the Buddy Club one in. I picked these up used on Facebook, so they're in pretty good shape. They cleaned up really nice. It's not gonna matter much about how they actually look. It's just more about how they perform. So I'm pretty excited to have some Buddy Club stuff under there. I know you can go really, really low with these. Not like I'm trying to do that, but from what I understand, this is halfway decent suspension, so it should be pretty good on the S2000. something I noticed in the difference in the Buddy Club and the stock suspension, obviously this is race suspension, this is stock, but one of the things is this nut right here is welded onto the shock on the factory setup, and over here on the Buddy Club stuff, yeah, there's nothing, it's just both sides. So I have a bin full of bolts just in case I was missing something. I've been doing this for a while, so lucky me, I have an extra one. We're gonna use this nut on the end of this bolt, which is the factory setup, to make this stuff work. Did the same thing on the other side. Should work out just fine. That's this side installed, and man, the way it is sitting right now with the brake is kind of almost centered in the wheel well. This might be a little too low. It might work, but it might be a little too low for me. But this side is done and all set, well, other than the brake caliper, and I don't know if I'm gonna get to that, but the brake caliper looks like garbage. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. It's just like this side. And onto the back. It looks like it should be pretty simple. If you look under here, oh wow, that camera just fell down right off that window. If you look up under here, there is simply just the bolt at the bottom, just like in the front. And then the shock runs up, and there's gonna be 2 bolts that are up here in the trunk, and I'm expecting that it's gonna be a bit more complicated, that we're gonna have to probably tear the whole trunk out in order to get to those. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the trunk and see what we're looking at. It looks like I just gotta get all of the spare tire stuff out, and maybe we'll be able to get to the bolts. They're probably pretty much right there, and same on the opposite side. We just gotta get in there. That one's gonna be a little more difficult. You can see that it is all behind where the gas lines and everything come in. So just a little bit of a pain to get to, but I think we'll be able to drop right through the top, right, you know, from the top down right here and get on those bolts. Down here, what it looks like we're working with is gonna pull this bolt out, and hopefully I don't have to drop this whole control arm. I know on an EG or whatever, you have to drop this whole control arm in order to get the shock to come out, but since there's enough room right here, I'm hoping that once we take the bolts off the very top, we'll be able to take this bolt out, pull the shock out, and slap in the new stuff. There we go, I got all 4 corners in, and I like how it's sitting. I think it looks like it might be really, really low. The last guy who had it, I guess, had it pretty damn low. So we're gonna put the wheels back on and see exactly how low it is. After I get all 4 corners pretty much balanced and how I want them, I will take the car over and have an alignment done on it to make sure that we're tracking straight. But let's put the wheels on now and see exactly how low the thing's gonna be, man. Really not that bad. Actually, I thought it was gonna be really, really low, but this is pretty much where I was looking to get. So I don't know that I'm gonna have to adjust a whole lot. I guess whoever had it set up last time did a pretty damn good job. Check it out, man. gonna have to fix that. It looks like this tip on the, this is an NVIDIA exhaust, and it looks like the tip right here has just become unriveted. I guess it changes with the vibration of the engine depending on the RPMs, but it sure was rattling there. Don't like that, man. So we're gonna have to get a rivet in that thing or something. Well, take it for a little drive and see how it feels. Make sure the suspension feels good, but it sure looks damn good to me, man. S2000, I just had SPLR springs and it felt great, man. I mean, I think the stock suspension on this car is phenomenal. This is just a great car overall, but having these Buddy Club full coilovers, man, it feels solid like a total race car. I mean, I feel like I could just whip all over the road right now. Like, it's really, really solid. I'm pretty stoked to have the suspension, and it also looks good, but really the function is there, and that's what's most important, that it really handles really, really well right now. So I'm real stoked on that, man. Show you, but I also went on and painted the brakes because I just didn't really like that red, and I really like the black. Now if you look at it now, the brakes just sort of go away. You don't really see them, they don't stand out, and I think that's a lot better. I don't like them standing out so much. They're just factory brakes, so I don't want to emphasize the fact that, hey look, I've got red factory brakes. So I just kind of hid them with the black, and I think it looks much better. It's much more subtle and a lot more like my style. I'm pretty much gonna wrap this up, guys. I think the car is probably just a little bit too low in the back for me, so I'll raise it up maybe when I get another tire. I like a little bit bigger tire, a little more my style. We're gonna get there a little bit at a time with this car, but it's coming along nicely now. Now that the brake calipers are black and I got rid of that red, I like that. It's a little less loud. Really stoked with how this thing handles, how it feels. It's definitely stiff, but I guess that's, you know, full body coilover suspension. The Buddy Club stuff is awesome. It is secondhand, and I got it on Facebook. I'm gonna take this thing and go get an alignment on it, guys, and make sure that it is driving straight. So we'll see you on the next one, but you already know what it is. Till we do, stay mad. Man, like always, thanks for watching. I don't really know a whole lot about what that is going on, what is going on there. Okay. Ready? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. I picked up off first. We're back in a few episodes. Oh, but it's. Let's pull it outside. Well,